If God forbid you have to make an emergency phone call for emergency medical response in the Jerusalem or Tel Aviv corridor in Israel today, the average time it takes for a emergency response vehicle to reach you and take care of you is between 90 seconds to 3 minutes. And, compared to some of the leading cities in the world, like New York with a 7-minute response time, or London with an 8-minute response time, the amount of time that it takes to reach somebody and take care of them in Israel is phenomenal. It's absolutely phenomenal. And you can imagine the amount of lives that are being saved every day. If somebody, God forbid, has a cardiac arrest or a stroke or something of that nature, the difference between every second is crucial. And so the organization has really led the innovation, the technological innovation to facilitate emergency response in Israel is MADA, Magen David Adom, which is the Israel, I'd say, what is it in English? It's not a Red Cross, it's a Red David Shield, which is a Red Star of David. Thank you. By the way, we have a living, before I invite Yonatan Yagodovsky to come up and present their technology, we have living proof of their effectivity. We have a wonderful friend here, former member of Knesset, Yehuda Glick. Could you stand up for a second, Yehuda? This is Yehuda Glick. He's a good friend. Several years ago, Yehuda was shot point blank, 4 bullets to the chest by a terrorist, and the MADA medics arrived on the site within a matter of minutes and were able to serve his life. So this man who's sitting with us today and enjoying this conference would not be here, Rabbi Yehuda Glick, without this technology and innovation that we're seeing today. So it's an exciting thing, and I just am really honored and privileged to invite Yonatan to come up and share with us. Thank you.
Hello, good morning. Magen David Adom, or the Red Shield of David, is a national organization spread out throughout the country and has a long history in the ongoing life of the State of Israel. But it has also a former history during this First World War and the period after this First World War in Europe as a humanitarian Jewish organization that did their best to assist people in need, especially Jews who were survivors of the horrible war, and Jews that were fighting in various European armies in order to assist them, kind of a local European Red Cross organization. In 1930, Magen David Adom was officially founded here in Tel Aviv by a group of volunteers and activists as an organization that will provide first aid and educate the public in order to be able to support themselves in time of need. Over the years, Magen David Adom grew bigger and stronger and was practically the medical core of the becoming state, and many of our people served in the variety of capacity, both in the British Army during the Second World War, but also in the fight of independence here in Israel. In 1950, the Israeli parliament legislated, the Knesset, legislated the Magen David Adom law. According to that law, we are functioning, and I will elaborate a little bit about it, but bear in mind, we are a statutory, public, non-governmental organization that fulfills a national duties of a national organization, similar, let's say, to the Israeli police forces, the firefighters, and the IDF. Magen David Adom has unique capacities. We are an organization based on volunteers. We benefit from the good of the Israeli community. And about 90% of the team members in the organization are highly trained volunteers who are ready to go in any given minute, of course, like any other Israeli, attached to their friendly cell phone. And all of our activities are dealt and activated throughout the country by using high-tech technologies that we have developed in order to activate the first responders and the ambulances throughout the country. We train more than 200,000 people from basic first aid to advanced life support techniques to the entire medical arena in Israel. And we utilize people after being trained. We're an auxiliary arm to the Israeli Defense Forces, and we work closely with the army, including in training and exercises, facing national emergencies and during national emergencies. We run the National Blood Services System, and we provide all the blood needs of the State of Israel to all the hospitals in peacetime and in emergency situations. And again, we get and receive the blood every day from fantastic donors who donate to us about 1,000 blood units every day in order to have sufficient inventory and supply, daily supply of blood and blood components to the Israeli society. We are the national pre-hospital emergency medical system, and we carry the duty of a national Red Cross society, both within Israel, but also providing humanitarian assistance to other countries in need. Our overall activities are covered in the EMS field, in the pre-hospital emergency system. We cover the entire country with ambulances, with medicycles, we call them, which are scooters with medical equipment activated by volunteers spread all over the country, and they are being able to fight with the heavy traffic and to reach quickly to people who need them and assist them. We activate 2 helicopters in the northern periphery and the southern periphery of Israel. And if you look to the left-hand side of the screen, every 38 seconds an ambulance is being launched here in Israel to assist someone in need. It can be a life-threatening situation, and it can be not such a severe medical problem. All together, a combination of overall, give or take, about 2,400 employees and more than 24,000 highly trained volunteers. Now, our biggest challenge is to move the slides. Now it's working. So, within the capacity of the culture in Israel, we are able to activate volunteers. It's a cultural thing here in this country to activate volunteers from the entire scope of the Israeli society. Jews and non-Jews alike are volunteering in Magen David Adom, and in order to be there for a person in need. And with the first responders and the life guardians, and the life guardians are common people like all of you, but they have basic knowledge in first aid, and they are willing to assist their neighbor, the co-worker, the person sits in the cafe next to them or in the concert hall or anywhere else, just when they are just near them. And how do we know that they are just there? They are attached to our team application. So we know where their cell phone is, and according to that, we know where they are, and we send them a call. Hey guy, next to you, in the cafe next to you, somebody just collapsed. Run and begin to assist them. And people are doing it. And add to that, professionals who are driving with medical kits in their private cars as first responders, who are using our medicycles and responding to medical emergencies. This is a short video that describes the chain of survival, as we call it, using the technologies that we have implemented. This is our national command.
Delay the بعد شما کنید. بعد شما کنید.
The biggest challenge of any emergency response system is to track and immediately locate the location of the person in need. By the way, it's the same need of Domino's Pizza. We are providing a service and an immediate life-saving service. So we need to utilize technologies, develop them in-house in order to first know where our patient is. By knowing where our patient is, the system automatically is tracking down the responding teams and sending a message automatically to them, to those who are nearby, whether it's ambulances, mobile intensive care units, first responders, that are there within the proximity of 2 to 5 minutes. They receive their call in their cell phone or in the tablet in their ambulance. They approve receiving it, and off they go to assist the patient. This technology has proven to us and to the Israeli medical arena that it simply saves lives, because the continuation is immediate medical treatment, passing on the data live from the scene to the receiving department in the hospital, whether it's cardiology, stroke unit, trauma unit, to the attending physician. They know what they're going to receive within the next 10, 15 minutes. They prepare the continuation of the service, and we maintain the chain of survival according to that. The persons who answer the calls in our dispatching centers are all trained paramedics and EMTs. They are even trained to deliver babies over the phone. And we had a group that visited us just 2 days ago, and while we were at the dispatching center in Jerusalem, a baby was born over the phone, and so on. So this is the core of the system, taking the wisdom of people and technology, utilizing it in-house by developing also a public application. We ask people freely download this My Mother application. It arrives in multiple languages. Write in your personal information. If you take certain medications, you have a certain medical condition, you have allergies and so on, and create your own medical portfolio for yourself and for your family members in your cell phone. And by the way, we talk a lot about cell phones. There are about 9 million Israelis who live here, but there are something like 12 million cell phones who live here. In the near future, I believe, this is part of the innovation, I think newborns will be born with a SIM card, so it will solve part of the issues. But this information that we get while you call us and touch this red button that you see on the screen gives us the medical data that you have uploaded, the exact location of your cell phone. This information is sent automatically to the nearby first responders, and they arrive to you. You can be anywhere in the country. You can be traveling in the desert. You don't know where you are. We solve the issue of stress by having immediate access to people. They don't remember where they are. They don't even remember their name when they need immediate access. They don't remember the number to dial. By that, we reach people much quicker. We also have asked the general public to assist us. And we have a system of first responders, even for allergy emergencies. People carry EpiPens. I'm sure that some of you also carry with them because they need it. I hope that none of you have used it. This is what usually happens. But if we get a call that we have somebody with an allergic attack, and we know that nearby in the next building there's a life guardian that has an EpiPen because we see it from the data they have placed in the app, we simply inform them and ask them, please run to your next building and assist somebody in need. While you're doing that, we will continue on and arriving to you. So the summary of activities that you all see here are unique applications that we have utilized over the years in order to give all of us the ability to reach patients quickly and to save lives as much as possible. We are also doing an ongoing project over the last year and a half of placing external automatic defibrillators, AEDs, in the streets in Israel. And once we get a call of somebody that collapsed somewhere, while we are guiding the caller how to perform cardiac compression, we also ask them, if you have somebody near you, run to the street corner next to you, open the booth of the AED, take it with you to the scene, connect it to the person. These AEDs are also connected to Wi-Fi communication, so we see when they're activated, we get the data while they're being attached to the patient, and according to that, provide better guidelines before the professionals are able to arrive to the scene. So the next slide is pretty much a summary of all the utilization of variety of facilities for the sake of one person at a time, in order to save them and in order to give the best service that we can provide. The big advantage of the system is that it is modular. It can be implemented into existing systems and to be activated in relatively not so high costs into existing systems, and we are already assisting other countries in implementing it, like in the Philippines, and we hope to do it further on, because we see our mission not only as saving lives in Israel. We are there for everyone in need, and we do it only because we can. So thank you. You are welcome to speak with us in our booth. All the best.